So, how is everyone? I hope you're all well. So look, we've all pretty much got and are kind of what we feel could have happened in the Kiely Rodni case. There's a lot of people who feel that, look, she was part of a ritualistic thing. Witches and monsters and gargoyles. You know, we've had them people already. The people who, they send you photographs in your email. Circle something. There's a face in that. Coming out of the tree. Look. Then you've got your people who, they're set on the fact this was just simply an accident. Kiely had a few too much to drink. She jumped in the car. Zigged when she should have zagged. So on. And there's lessons to be learnt in terms of don't drink and drive. It's as simple as that. Then we've got people who feel that Kiely was let down by her friends. Maybe she was. I certainly feel that she was. Whatever happened, I feel that she was let down by her friends. Then we've got people who think that perhaps someone else tried to drive Kiely out of there and ended up driving her into the water, and perhaps that's why the driver's side window is broken, and perhaps Kiely was indeed seatbelted in the back seat. We don't know yet. We may not ever know. But what I'm trying to get at is there's lots and lots of stories circulating, and, perhaps one of them is indeed true. Not likely the ritualistic killing, but look, we have to accept that they exist. But there is something that nobody is talking about, and is something that's all too real, and can sneak up on us without us knowing. And that is teen suicide. And look, I don't know a lot about Kiely. Only what we can read, only what we've heard, only what our friends have told us. We know that she was academically gifted, she played instruments, she wanted to be a doctor. And, she came from a background that was a privileged background that would probably offer her everything that she wanted to become in adulthood. But even myself, I've seen that this sometimes just isn't enough. And sometimes the smiles that they project upon their friends and the people around them just simply aren't true. I had a female in my life years ago when I was younger, and they'd had a death in the family, and 15-year-old girl, she took her own life. And you wouldn't have seen it coming. Yes, they had tragedy in the family, but the family were wealthy, they had money behind them. This girl had and could have had anything she wanted, and she was not projecting anything that you would think this is something that we have to keep an eye on, it's something that we should worry about. But it happened, and her sister found her. She'd hung herself in her bedroom, again at the age of 15. And we hear little things, don't we? We hear little snippets of people's lives, and you kind of get a feel that perhaps something was amiss. Perhaps Kiely didn't want to move. Perhaps she did want to move and the move was going to fall through. Maybe she was just tired of not having any friends, because the friends that she seemingly had around her, I just don't find them the best of friends. Some of them claimed to be her friends but didn't really know where she lived. And some of the friends who have been at the forefront of this case, when they've been talking about it, they haven't exactly given us an impression that they're that upset about it. And I've seen it myself. I've seen it with the likes of teenagers nowadays and the disingenuous nature that they can have towards one another. The smiles when people are looking, and then behind closed doors, the snidiness and the nastiness. I wonder whether Kiely was involved in some kind of nasty initiation on this night, and perhaps Kiely had flown off upset. She'd had the drinks, and she'd decided to drive down to the water's edge and drive into the water. And look, I'm not saying that that's something that I support that's happened. It's not something that's my top thing that's happened, but I just feel that it's something that we need to take on board that could be what could have happened. You know, everything at the moment is still on the table. And as I've said, and I've seen it firsthand, guys, that sometimes things can happen that do take you for, you know, as a bit of a curveball. You know, maybe we'll learn in the upcoming days of something else that will take us all by surprise, take the wind out of our sails more than what it already has. But let's just take a moment to think about the children who are out there, especially young adults, and the pressure that they're put under by sometimes their parents or their peers, you know, to do things or not do things, to keep up with this and to do this to fit in, and the damage that that can have upon their lives and who they are and who they feel that they are. I hope that's not the case. I hope that Kiely's final moments weren't sad and upset any more than what the turmoil of whatever was happening was. I hope that, you know, her life wasn't in that position where she made that decision. But time will tell. I shall speak to you in the next one.